What if I told you that the voice you've been ignoring, the one that whispers quietly when you're about to make a decision, is the most powerful guide you'll ever have? That feeling in your chest, the subtle pull in your stomach, that moment of silence before your mind takes over, it's not nonsense. It's not superstition. That's your intuition. And science is finally catching up with what ancient wisdom has always known: your gut knows more than you think. Every time you've said, "Something doesn't feel right," or "I just knew it," that wasn't luck or coincidence. That was your subconscious mind picking up patterns, signals, emotions, and data far faster than your conscious mind ever could. It's your internal compass, refined through evolution, quietly guiding you through chaos, confusion, and uncertainty. And yet, most of us learn to suppress it. We silence our instincts in favor of logic, of reason, of society's opinions. We overanalyze, hesitate, doubt. And in doing so, we disconnect from one of our greatest tools for success, safety, and personal power. Science tells us that the gut contains over 100 million neurons. It's often referred to as the second brain. It communicates with your actual brain through the vagus nerve, constantly sending signals, warnings, confirmations, even bursts of creativity. That tightness in your chest before something bad happens. That lightness when you're about to make the right move. That's your nervous system guiding you. And when you learn to listen to it, life begins to flow in a way that feels aligned. Your intuition isn't magic. It's biology. It's the result of countless experiences, memories, and environmental cues stored in your subconscious. It's fast, emotional, and instinctual. And while logic is slow and analytical, it's not always right. Intuition is the first responder. It senses danger before your eyes can spot it. It senses opportunity before your mind can calculate the odds. And when you ignore it, you feel stuck, uncertain, restless. But when you trust it, you move with confidence, clarity, and courage. Think about the greatest decisions you've made in life. Chances are, the best ones didn't come from hours of deliberation. They came in a flash, a feeling, a moment where something just clicked. You said yes to something no one else believed in. You walked away from something that looked perfect on paper. You changed direction without knowing why, but deep inside, you knew it was right. That was your gut talking. And when you honored it, it honored you back. Too many of us were trained to ignore our inner voice. We were told to be practical, to stick to the plan, to follow the rules. But the most extraordinary people, the innovators, the creators, the leaders, they all learned to trust something deeper. Steve Jobs once said, "Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become." He was right. Because intuition bypasses fear. He was right. Because intuition bypasses fear. It bypasses doubt. It speaks directly to your potential. But intuition isn't just something you stumble upon. It's something you strengthen. Like a muscle, the more you use it, the sharper it becomes. It starts with listening, really listening, to your body. Notice how it reacts to people, places, decisions. Does your chest tighten, or do you feel expansive and free? Do you feel energized, or do you shrink inside? Your body knows. And when you honor its signals, you build trust with yourself. You stop outsourcing your decisions to everyone else. You begin to live from the inside out, not the outside in. You also sharpen your intuition by creating stillness. The noise of the world is loud. Social media, opinions, analysis, comparison, it all drowns out your inner voice. But in silence, in solitude, in reflection, that's where intuition speaks the loudest. Meditation, journaling, walks in nature, time away from the screen. These aren't just wellness trends. They're tools to reconnect you to your natural intelligence. They help you hear what's already within you, waiting to guide you. And yes, intuition doesn't always make sense in the moment. Sometimes, it leads you down paths that feel uncertain or even risky. But if you learn to trust it, you'll often find that it was the shortest path to growth, fulfillment, and truth. Because intuition isn't about avoiding pain. It's about walking the right path, even if it's hard. It's not a shortcut to success. It's a compass that keeps you aligned with your deeper purpose. Because once you start trusting your gut, something shifts. You begin moving through life not with hesitation, but with flow. Not with overthinking, but with inner certainty. You stop waiting for permission. You stop needing validation. You stop second-guessing yourself at every step. And for the first time, maybe in a long time, you feel aligned. Aligned with who you are. Aligned with what you want. Aligned with where you're meant to go. People around you might not understand. They might question your decisions. They'll ask for explanations, demand logic, want proof. But intuition doesn't always offer evidence before the outcome. It speaks in feelings, in energy, in clarity that defies reason. You don't need to explain your inner knowing. You just need to follow it. Because when you do, it leads to outcomes that make people stop and ask, "How did you know?" And your answer will be simple, "I just felt it." The more you listen to it, the more powerful it becomes. Patterns become clearer. Decisions become easier. Doubt becomes quieter. And slowly, you'll realize that your intuition is not separate from you, it is you. The real you. Beneath the noise. Beneath the programming. Beneath the fear. It's the part of you that remembers who you were before the world told you who to be. It's the version of you that doesn't play small, doesn't settle, doesn't sleepwalk through life. It's the version that chooses truth, even when it's hard. That chooses faith, even when the path isn't visible. That chooses movement, even when the outcome is uncertain. And if you stay connected to that voice, life will start reflecting that alignment. You'll meet people who match your energy. You'll attract opportunities that resonate with your purpose. You'll find yourself in places you never planned, but somehow always belonged. Because when you move from intuition, you're not chasing, you're aligning. You're not surviving, you're creating. You're not forcing, you're allowing. This doesn't mean you'll never fall. It doesn't mean you'll never face fear. But it means you'll walk through life with a grounded sense of self, knowing that even in the face of uncertainty, you're being guided. That the answers aren't always out there, they're already within. That the next step, the right choice, the bold leap, it's already whispering to you. And all you have to do, is listen. So start now. In the small things. In the daily choices. In the people you keep around you. In the opportunities you take or walk away from. Start tuning in. Start noticing what feels right, not just what looks right. Start letting your body speak before your brain interrupts. Start honoring the signals that rise in silence. Because intuition is like a muscle, it gets stronger with use, and quieter when ignored. And maybe you've doubted yourself before. Maybe you've made choices that led to pain, and now you hesitate to trust that voice inside. But understand this, even the wrong turns taught you something. Even the detours sharpened your instincts. Your intuition isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about being in tune with what feels true, even when your mind tries to make it complicated. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need a step-by-step map. The most powerful journeys don't begin with certainty, they begin with trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process. Trust that something inside you knows, even when everything outside you says otherwise. Because deep down, you've always known. You've always felt when something was right for you. You've always sensed when it was time to stay, time to go, time to leap. That whisper inside didn't come from nowhere. It came from experience, from awareness, from the intelligence life has been shaping within you since the day you were born. Intuition is not a shortcut, it's a signal. A signal pointing to the next version of you. The stronger, braver, more aligned you. It won't always shout. Sometimes, it's a gentle nudge, a quiet pull, a deep breath that feels different. But once you begin to follow it, you'll see just how connected you really are. To your purpose. To your power. To everything that matters. So the next time the world demands you to explain your path, you don't have to argue. You don't have to defend what your soul knows. Just say this, it feels right. And that's enough. Because when you live from that space, of intuition, of courage, of inner clarity, you become unstoppable. Let the world think you're lucky. Let them call it coincidence. But you'll know the truth, it was alignment. It was trust. It was your gut leading you all along. Even now, in this moment, as you sit with these words, there's a part of you that knows exactly what this means for your life. Maybe it's a decision you've been avoiding. A feeling you've pushed aside. A choice you've been too afraid to make. But your intuition hasn't forgotten. It's still there, softly reminding you that you already know what to do. And if you allow yourself to trust it, even just once, you'll begin to feel the shift. Not because the world changed, but because you did. And that's where everything begins, with you. With the quiet commitment to follow that inner voice, even when the path isn't fully visible. Even when logic disagrees. Even when others don't understand. You won't need their approval, because your clarity will be enough. You'll walk with a confidence that doesn't scream, it radiates. A confidence born from alignment. And that's the kind of power no one can give or take from you. You'll realize that your gut isn't just a feeling, it's a guide. A sacred compass refined by experience, memory, instinct, and something deeper we still can't fully explain. But we don't need to explain it to follow it. We just need to feel it. Honor it. Practice it. And over time, you'll begin to hear that voice more clearly than the noise of the world. This is how greatness is built, not in chaos, but in clarity. Not in fear, but in faith. Every leader, every visionary, every revolutionary moment in history began with someone listening to something within. A nudge. A vision. A knowing. And then they moved, not because they were certain, but because they trusted. So can you. No matter where you are right now in your life, confused, hopeful, stuck, ambitious. Know this, your next step is not hidden. It's not locked behind someone else's permission. It's not waiting in a book or a classroom or a quote. It's already inside you. Waiting. Ready. Asking you to be still long enough to hear it. And when you do, you won't just find answers, you'll find yourself. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to trust that inner voice, that subtle nudge, that feeling that doesn't come with a logical explanation, but comes with power. That is intuition. It is your gift. It is your truth. It is your edge. So the next time your gut speaks, pause. Before the noise takes over, before your fears get loud, before others give their opinion, pause. Breathe. Feel. That pull, that tension, that spark, that's not random. That's wisdom. Yours. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not behind. You're simply learning how to hear the language of your own soul. And once you learn to listen, life becomes less about force, and more about flow. Less about pressure, and more about peace. Less about chasing, and more about becoming. So pause. Breathe. Feel. Listen. Your intuition is waiting. And it's time you started trusting it. So trust it. Honor it. Follow it. And watch your life change. And remember this, trusting your gut isn't a detour. It's the real path. It's the most natural intelligence you have. It's the science of your body, your brain, your evolution, working together to guide your highest self. So let go of the noise. Stop needing a guarantee. Stop looking for approval. The compass you're searching for is already inside you. Close your eyes. Take a breath. And listen. That's your answer.